Hello, welcome everyone. This is VerDarLuz from Divine Timing Coaching. Hello, hello. Sorry about the late. Mic wasn't working, but I'm super happy to be with you. Happy Valentine's Day. How's everyone doing? If you want to put in the chat where you're signing in from today, I just made it back to Colorado. And what I want to share with you today on this Valentine's Day is a little piece about the history of Saint Valentine's and this special holiday, as well as the 12 erogenous zones for the 12 parts of the body. And so you can play with this tonight or this week or, whenever you want. And it's a really beautiful sort of vocabulary to start to know about, for instance, your sun sign, your moon sign, your Venus, your Mars. These are really powerful signs to know their erogenous zones, the anatomy in the body, because you're naturally going to have a kind of, sensual turn on or connection or spark from these parts of your body if you have a lot of planets there, especially relational planets like Venus or the Sun. So Felix is from the UK. Great. Who else is here? Let me know also if you can hear me okay. Just want to make sure because YouTube was being a little iffy. So if everything's good, just put in the chat. You can hear me okay, and then I'm going to start with this download about Saint Valentine and honoring this really special event that we get to celebrate every year, and seen and heard. Great. But also, I want to just point out that this is a very special week astrologically. This is a week where Venus and Neptune are conjunct. And Venus is, of course, personal love and affection, intimacy, our attractions, what we value. When she joins Neptune every year, there is this desire for the goddess to meet her higher self. And we might say that this is where, in relationship, we desire to meet ourselves on a deeper soul level, on a spiritual plane. And so tuning into mythology, to archetypes, to our dreams, and to downloading them into our flesh experience, right? This is where we can actually have a very visionary kind of connection with our partners. We can dream together. We can create sex magic together. We can make visionary art together, whether that's dance or music or painting or any other kind of art form. Storytelling of any kind can really be just imbued with the spirit of Neptune and divine imagination this week. So it's a really special time to have Venus and Neptune conjunct in Neptune's sign of Pisces, which is mystical and mythical and magical, and where we connect with our spiritual selves. And we can do that with all of our relationships at this time. And just watch the people around you right now and some of your interactions and feel if there's that tinge of magic or more pleasant, more spiritually connected, woven energies together. I've been watching it too, and it's been nice. It feels like a little bit more relaxed and more at ease and more unified, which is the nature of Venus and Neptune coming together in the sign of Pisces. So let's talk about St. Valentine. Valentine, now I don't know the exact dates for this off the top of my head, but it was during a time of war when St. Valentine, he became a saint because he was actually a rebel wedder, meaning that this was a time where there was war going on, and you could not get married. It was like illegal. There wasn't possibilities of this, and basically, like there was no room for love in the time of war. And Valentine actually was a priest who, underground, literally underground and behind the scenes, without any of the authorities knowing, actually married couples. And so there was this sort of like rebellious love happening through this this great saint. And this is where we get the celebration of St. Valentine's Day from. So I know it's a very commercial holiday and all of that, but it's really important to suss out the history and to just give some honoring to to love, and that it throughout history it hasn't always been easy to love each other, actually. And as anyone who studies history knows, there's been a lot of rules about what that might mean, and we've had to face a lot of that in the last few years. And now there's been so much movement, right, around the LGBT community and everyone else being able to love ourselves freely and get the rights that we deserve to love ourselves and each other as openly as we can. So honoring St. Valentine's today. Let's start with Aries, and we'll move down the body. So Aries rules the head. And so I like to think of, one of the practices you could do with Aries and the erogenous zones is, getting into that fire element and taking your nails to the head of your Aries partner. Or if you want to invoke the Aries energy in your lovemaking, that would be a great way of doing it. So, and also doing some of that kind of like, little headbutting and some of that kind of play could be pretty fun. I mean, the whole wrestle in general is a very, very Aries kind of energy, but it does rule the head. And then as we move down, we move into the shoulders and the neck for Taurus. And I'm a Taurus, so I will confess that I love the neck and more than any other part. Whether that's massage or biting or sucking or all of that. And you just think of the bull, right? You think of the cow and you think of that part of the body is quite prominent. And so, but yeah, offering massage and also just a lot of sensuality in this part, with touch and bringing like scents, like aroma, of any kind that you really, really enjoy, and just doing some massage here and then in front of the face, really, really sexy for the Taurus. Hi, Gloria. So we're on Taurus, the shoulders and the neck, and then we move into Gemini. And Gemini is reaching out to the world, of course, to communicate with its hands and text and type and everything else we do. And so actually Gemini rules the arms, the wrists, the hands, and the fingers. So typically we see that finger play of all kinds is really sexy to the Gemini archetype. Again, whether that's Sun or Venus, Mercury, Moon, or Mars, those personal planets. And so, yeah, sucking on fingers, all of that can be very, very nice. Doing a lot of like play with the arms, dancing with the arms, getting your octopus energy on can be really fun with Gemini. And again, if you have any of these so far, definitely put in the chat what's resonating for you, or maybe your Venus, Moon, Mars positions, Sun positions, and what you resonate with. But so yeah, and Gemini in general is very much into language. Not that that's like a part of the body, but it is related to the tongue, which is also connected to Gemini. So accents and whispers and speaking in those foreign tongues can be quite sexy. So then we move into Cancer. And as we move down the body, we're actually entering the breasts and the belly. This is the great mother archetype. And so when you meet a Cancer type, and especially women who have strong Cancer, they usually love their breast massage, their belly massage, and also just like the holding of these parts of the body, right? Can just be one, very nourishing and nurturing, which is what Cancer wants, and also very emotionally connecting. And then that opens up the eroticism here, and the nipples, the areolas, like all this whole breast area just becomes just really, really juicy area for the Cancer archetype, and men as well. Nipple play becomes an area that can be really, really fun to explore. So now we have Leo, and Leo's interesting because Leo rules the heart. Leo is ruled by the sun. The sun, the heart of our body is the sun in our body, right? But in terms of body part, there is the heart, but there's also the back and the spine. And so again, when we're thinking about like connecting with a partner, we can definitely back massage, the whole vertebrae can be really nice. And just like really being in this like solar presence together and shining our light and radiating to each other can be really, really sexy and attractive. It's really about that praise and that acknowledgement. Words of affirmation is the Leo love language. So this is something that for sure when you're with your, Leo, Moon, Sun, Mars, Venus lover, really like being in heart space with them and presence with them, even back to back, could be really, really kind of cool and sexy. Like because those parts of the body are connected to each other, the hearts are connected, and you could do some breathing practices together. So really like just being in that heart space and visioning the sun, visioning the light, and shining that light on each other as you look at each other. You know, in Tantra, like one of the practices we do is we really open our hearts to each other through the eyes, right? The windows to the soul. And there is a way you can just totally make love with your beloved through your eyes, right? And one great Leo practice is to put your hands, I like to use the right hand to the heart of my partner, right? And then join the left hands together or on the lower belly. But you're sending the energy into the heart, and you can actually create a really beautiful circuit. So you're flowing the energy between the two of you, and then you can match the breath. And then when you want to go to another level, you start to just meditate in each other's eyes and connect with the great spirit. You know, we can call it Shiva Shakti, we can call it the divine, we can call it Radha Krishna, all of the sacred couples, divine couples, and we can connect with the force and the source that is breathing through us and is beating our hearts, right? Because none of us are doing that on our own. And this is where that union that you share with a partner is the journey, right? Where you're transcending the duality that seems like it's everywhere here, but in that breathing together, in that connecting with source together, in that shared heart, then we realize that unity, which is always our essential selves. In fact, in Tantra, one of the words for, the great consciousness is Hridaya, which means the heart. And so beautiful Leo practice. And when you move down into the Virgo territory, we're actually working with the sides of the body. Virgo rules digestion and assimilation. But in the physical body, doing a lot of this sort of like really slow play around from the rib cage down, and like actually getting into some like maybe some like massage around these parts, and like just really slow touch. Virgo's an earth sign. This could also be nice to work with oils, essential oils, herbs. Virgo is the herbalist, so you can kind of play with that and working the sides, and just connecting with the core a little bit more. Okay, I want to hear from people in the chat, like who's got their Venus in Virgo or Moon there or Leo. I'd love to hear if these are resonating for you as some of your erogenous zones. Then we have Libra. We're halfway through, and Libra rules the hips, right? We're halfway through the body. We're halfway through the zodiac. And so getting into some of that hip play, this could be really fun work to do with your partner, where you're dancing together. Libra is, of course, the sign of partnership, and you get into a lot of hip movement and hip shaking. Just partner dances in general have a lot of this, right? Swing dancing, you're always swiveling your hips around, and of course there's there's tango and salsa and blues and all these, and what a great way to spend your Valentines and really get into your Libra shaking the hips. Gloria Torres, so yeah, how's the neck working out for you? I'm curious to hear about the neck and if that's a big erogenous zone for you. So then we have Scorpio, and well, Scorpio rules the genitalia, and the other side of that, anal play, is very, very much Scorpio as well, because it's that hidden realm. And so, it's very, Scorpio likes more of that intensity, the rawness, the power, and the sexual alchemy. So yeah, definitely. We love Scorpio. And then we go into Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius rules the thighs. And wow, I mean, if you got a lot of Sag in your chart, Venus, Moon, Mars, Sun there, I mean, you getting into some like slow, like deep massage of the thighs can just be super erotic for this archetype. Even like I'm just seeing like doing some like intense workout together, like, and doing a lot of like leg lifts, and getting that burn going, and then getting into some massage together, and seeing where that takes you. So that would be Sagittarius. Yeah. Let's take a pause. Robin saying Virgo moon for me. Love the sweet sensual vibes. Yeah, grounded and gradual touch with yummy oils. Awesome. Yes, Gloria. So then we have, so now we're into Capricorn. And I always joke with Capricorn types because, it's like, well, Capricorn, it rules like the knees and the joints. It's like, not so sexy, maybe. I don't know. No, I'm always teasing Capricorn because actually, the this is a very erotic sign. But if you think of the whole skeletal system, which is ruled by Saturn in medical astrology, um, you start to think of like, okay, yeah, maybe the knees could be a turn on. It's true, or the elbows, but it's this idea actually of being more bound, and typically like this is something very erotic for Capricorn energy because that binding, right? We can feel it like constrict the bones, and constriction itself is very Saturnian or Capricornian, and it is a sign that likes to control on some level. So then it needs to let go of control. And you can think of things like certain BDSM practices that could be quite healing and erotic for the Capricorn archetype. I would love to hear from anyone who's got Capricorn here, even our Capricorn moon, if that resonates for you, if you've played with that at all. Um, I also was just thinking about, with Taurus and the neck, that you can get into the conscious choking together. Of course, you always want to be careful, but that could also be quite powerful. Gloria says, sure, yeah, with the binding. So, all right, so there's Capricorn, and now Aquarius. Well, if we move down the body, the next area actually becomes the shins. And you're like, really? Like shin play? Is that like a kink? But shin, really, actually, the shins are right before the feet, and the feet rule everything, right? They have the whole body mapped on them. So then when you're looking at Aquarius, it actually rules the nervous system. And so like getting into like a shaking practice together, like just moving a lot of energy can be really strong. And actually, like working with like electro stimulation can be a huge turn on. Obviously, that gets the nervous system going, right? Aquarius is very ethereal and sometimes not a very embodied sign. So, sexually, like voyeurism and even like watching themselves like have that stimulation happen is like an erotic process. So, um, you know, but yeah, in terms of the body, it is like the shins and the nervous system. So you might want to like see like, can we take like different textures, whether that's light and feathery or furry, or like claws or electric stimulation, and stimulate that part of the body. What will happen, you know? And that's an important idea. Is like when you're in this play, like think about the element of that sign and connect that to that part of the body. For instance, in our last sign of the zodiac, Pisces, it's ruling the feet. And never met a Pisces who doesn't love a foot massage, and actually gets very turned on by that, or sucking the toes, right? But you could also like wash their feet, right? Like the anointing, right? And it's funny, right? Because the story of like Mary Magdalene anointing the feet of Jesus in the Bible, the biblical story of Christ is very Piscean. And then we have like a lot of Pisces symbols. And one of them is the washing of the feet, literally. So, yeah. And again, the full foot massage is the full body. Pisces contains all the previous signs. So think about the water element there, right? Or, yeah, walking in the river or taking a bath together, right? But using the water element. And again, doing that for all the signs. Like you want to be, of course, a little careful with fire, right? But I think about something like with Sagittarius, right? Maybe you can take some candles and like drip some wax on the inner thigh, and then you got the fire element in there, right? Or with the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, maybe play with some of the feathers and blowing, like or whispering on those parts of the body. So there's a lot of really cool ways you can start to play with erotic energy with these erogenous zones, but tune into the archetypes that are really strong for you, or your partner in your lovemaking. Let me see if there's any other feedback. How's this resonating for everyone here? Used to sing opera. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, singing is the throat is ruled by Taurus. So yeah, doing mantra together could be really, really cool. And feeling the vibration, right? That could be very, very beautiful Taurus expression. And again, earthy because it's the body. You can feel the resonance in the body. So, all right. Any other feedback on parts of the body? What's been a turn on for you? Maybe if you know, oh wow, that's my moon. Or maybe you haven't, really like discovered that part of your erotic story. And this is an invitation for you to do that. And that's why I wanted to offer this today on Valentine's Day. Um, let's see, Robin's saying, with all my Saggy parts, I definitely love having fire around, candles, and lots of hip massage. Yeah, yeah. Well, of course, and the hips like are, they're connected with Libra, but they tune in right to the Sagittarian thighs there. So that's um, yeah, that's something to really enjoy. Yeah, being by the fire, right? Then or creating a bath, right? For those for Cancer, for sure, for Pisces, you can really just you're opening the doorway, the erotic doorway to you and your partner. And when I work with couples, I like to look at their composite charts, and I really like to look at, well, where's Venus here? Where's the moon? Where's other parts of the chart that could suggest the erotic intimacy connections for the couple, right? And this is where it gets really juicy when you start to play with, um, the love and sexy styles of you, your partner, and then the composite energy. So I will say that I would love to support any one of you in knowing more about your relationship astrology. That's a lot of what I do. I've done some courses in Tantric astrology. So in the description below, you'll see the links for Evolving Intimacy, a couples coaching session, or for an individual who is looking to know more about their relationship intent. You don't have to be in a couple to do that session. But I think it's so valuable this week when you have that Venus-Neptune conjunction to really dive into some really soul merging, love making, and connection, and to open the archetypes as a language for intimacy and bondedness. So I will also be leading a workshop this week on Saturn moving into Pisces. If you'd like to join that, it's going to be a really powerful next 3 years with Saturn moving into this very spiritual sign of Pisces. And people who have a lot of Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, Sagittarius, they're going to be very, very affected by this change of Saturn's position. So if that's you, definitely come for the experiential class. We're going to do some dance, some meditation, some breath work. It's going to be a really experiential way of moving into this cycle together. So awesome. Okay, well, thank you guys for being live today, and hope to see you this week for more astrology. And always much love to you. Happy Valentine's Day. Enjoy it. Honoring St. Valentine and all of our guides and all of our helping spirits. May your hearts really connect with the one heart that gives us life and all love this week, today. Oh, namaste. Bless you.